Hello everyone. So before I go on to the next video, I want to draw attention to a new molt that I have. This is from Kira, my Brachypelma albopilosum under his curly hair. And I do not see a flap on her. So I think it might be a boy. So I'll just show you the specimen real quick. She is probably around 2.5 inches. Let me just zoom out so you can see her. What an awesome bee albopilosum. Anywho, so today we're going to do the 4th Mythbuster video. Everyone requested me to do an Avic. And I guess what I'll do is I'll throw in the versicolor too, since this is another popular Avic that's also in the hobby. So much of what I'll say can apply to all the other species, you know, like the A Minatrix, A Metallica, A Leda, and such and forth. So I will eventually do videos on those. So here we go, let's get started. So same format as the Regalis video. So the common name for the Avic, we're gonna do Avic species. Okay, so this is the plethora of common names that they like to use. So South American Pinktoe, as they call it in pet stores, and South American Pinktoe. So you can see the ambiguity here, and this is why I hate common names. And for the A versicolor, you have the Antilles Pinktoe, the Martinique Red Pinktoe, and the Martinique Red Bird Eater, because it is from Guadeloupe, so it is considered to be a bird eater species. I don't know why they'd say that, but that's how it is. Okay, so the Latin names, Avicularia species Avicularia, not Avicularia avicularia. Well, why do I say this? Is that because the Avic genus has to be one of the most screwed up genuses of all time. Like in the wild, they always seem to crossbreed. So you have species like Avicularia, species Trinidad Island, species Ecuador, species Suriname. They all look alike. So it's very hard to determine if you actually do have the Avicularia species Avicularia or if you have something else. And Avicularia versicolor, that's the Antilles Pinktoe. So how to pronounce it? So it's Avicularia, and Avicularia versicolor. Well, why do they call it the versicolor? Well, you'll see in a bit. Okay, so the availability. Okay, so about the Avics, I see them a lot of times available in pet stores. For a good 2 to 3 inch specimen, they're usually pretty cheap. They're around maybe the $25 to $30 range. In tarantula dealers, if you have like a 4-inch adult female, that can run you around $40. And for slings, they generally range from $5 to $10, depending on where you get them. Now for the A versicolors, it's very rare, almost impossible, that you might actually find them in pet stores. They're rarely available on online dealers. Half an inch, they generally go for around $20 to $25, and if you had an adult female, that'll run you into the $125 to $150 range. That's to be expected for A versicolor. So about the sizes, the Avic grows around to 4.5 to 5 inches. Versicolor goes up to 5.5. So I'll show you what they look like. So unfortunately, I don't have my A versicolor out all the time. She's always hiding here. So let me get my light. Okay, so this is what an A versicolor looks like. She is a 3.5 inch female. They have two color forms. They have one with a turquoise carapace. That was the late Tetra that I had, and that she passed away. And I have this one here, Trinity. Well, she's the one with the green form carapace. I don't know if it's a color phase or color morph, but I guess they vary between individual. Really cool. So about the versicolors, so as slings they're about, well, the newborns are bright blue, and then as they become adults they'll start to change their color. That's why they call it the versicolor, because they change color. Now for the Avic, so I guess I'll show you some slings. This is from Morton's bloodline. That was my mature male. So you saw during the tour video, this is what they look like. 1/2 inch. They are red legs with little black tips. They look kind of cute. And as adults, this is what they look like. This is my 3-inch female Lita. Yeah, this is what they look like generally. Let me just zoom in so you can see her. And now you know where they got the pink toes from. She's pretty fat. She's 3-inch female. She's probably fully mature. They actually mature up pretty quick. Alright, so now about the cage setup. Really, there's nothing new. If you saw the Mythbuster video on the P. regalis, you can house them in exactly the same way. These are arboreals. So this is typical. You can house like adult Avics. You can get a 1 to 2 gallon jar from Walmart. Just put a cork bark, a water dish, and some substrate. It'll do fine. For slings, like I said, give them like a pill vial, such as this one here, which is my Vicularia Leda. This one actually is doing a lot of webs. Depends on some Avics. Some of them actually do webs, some of them don't. Nice. Alright, so as far as care sheet and handleability goes, well, Avics are probably very simple to take care of. You have a lot harder time raising slings than keeping adults. If you know here, number 9, I'll talk about this right now since we're getting into it. There's a weird syndrome that they develop called SADS, which is the sudden Avic death syndrome. That happens when the Avic just dies suddenly for no apparent reason, and I had a lot of those experiences with such as the 3A Metallica that I got from Tarantula Canada. I had a couple of Avics that died, as well as I had an Avicularia diversipeeps that only lasted about 4 weeks in my care. So it's very crucial to keep Avics really warm, like around 70 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. With the help of my heater, it's not currently on right now. Keep them very humid. They need at least 80 to 85% humidity. Also keep them very ventilated. Can't stress this enough, ventilation is a really important factor if you want to keep your Avic alive. This is why I really don't recommend getting slings. I tried to look for the largest sling possible, maybe around 1.5 inches to about 3 inches. Then that way they start to become more easier to take care of. In my opinion, the Avic and the versicolor seem to be the more tougher ones to raise, as well as the diversipeeps, and for some reason the Ledas happen to be one of the more easier ones to take care of. I had them for over a year now and really had no problems and no deaths so far, so that's a pretty good sign. Handleability, well, as far as the Avic concerned, these are fairly handleable. You can handle them to your own content. They're docile, they can be quick if they're spooked, but they have this funny defensive mechanism where they will shoot poop out of their own abdomen as a defense mechanism. That's called the poop cannon. And if you saw my older video of Avic transfer and poop, you'll see what actually happens. And I got pooped on, and that was pretty funny. The versicolor is, I would consider it to be semi-handleable. It's a lot more quicker than the Avic, and it's a lot more defensive too. The Avic Leda happened to be the much more defensive of the two, and also I've heard stories about Avic diversity peeps being very aggressive too. Now about breeding, they're fairly simple to breed. The Avic females can tolerate the Avic males for a couple of days, as long as you keep the female well fed. Egg sacs, they vary a lot. Some of them can be as low as 16, as with the case of my mature male and Transit Canada's female, and they could have as much as about 200. Rob C had 140 versicolor slings, and they all survived and are probably doing well now. And he has one pending right now. And now about the sex, well, they're pretty easy to sex as they're adults. Not as easy as pokies, but generally Avic males are longer legged, smaller bodied, have the bulbous pedipalps, and have the tubule hooks. Forgot to mention that the pokies don't even have those tubule hooks, they just have the bulbous pedipalps. Females are much more bulkier, they're smaller bodied and short-legged. No, larger bodied and short-legged, there we go. And I believe that I covered everything. So it depends on what you want. I consider these to be very good for beginners if you want to start with your arboreal genus and species. Avic is the only ones I can recommend because these are the most docile. So if you want to branch out into the Tapnachenius, the Rhydopelma, and the Samapoas species, these are the New Worlds. They're actually pretty different than most New Worlds because they don't have urticating hairs. So they behave exactly like Old Worlds. They have a little more significant venom, and they're fast and pretty mean. Awesome. Anyway, so I hope this helps. Hope you enjoyed this Mythbuster video. So the next one I'll be posting will be in a couple of days from now. Right now I got my drugs final to study for, and that's in 3 days. So hope you enjoy this video, and thanks for watching.